Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. The following is the live call-in show from this past Sunday night, October 26th, 2025. During this hour, I was flying solo because Scotty G was wrapping up the Wine and Dine half marathon weekend down at Walt Disney World. But it's okay. And don't panic because we almost waved the white flag because of no calls. But right at the last minute, June calls in and saves us from North Carolina, and we get to hear about why Disney vacations are so special, especially as the kids get a little bit older. And she talks about her amazing vacations she's had and one that she's getting ready to take on the Disney Wonder down to New Zealand. How about that? Jessica also calls us. She's a member of the Plan Disney panel, which is amazing. And we get some insider information about what it's like to be a part of that panel. She talks about one of the wildest questions she got about gluten-free straws, which was fun. And Billy calls in as well, one of my great buddies, and we talk about a little Disney fun as well there. So lots of great calls on today's show, fun Disney conversation, so thanks for dropping in. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our patrons. You guys make the shows possible. Can't thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week. Come over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, October 26th, 2025. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hello. Hope you're having a great wrap to your weekend. I am here flying solo for the next hour. Scotty G hanging out down at Walt Disney World after his 5, 10K and half marathons. Congratulations to him and all the lizards. We'll be talking about that in just a minute, but we're here because it's the BOGP Open Line. We'll be taking your calls over the next hour at 407-584-7173. Again, that's 407-584-7173. And I'll need your calls. We can talk about whatever's on your mind when it comes to Disney. I have some ideas here at the top of the hour, things I might want to bring up to you. First of all, if you were down at the Run Disney races this weekend, give us your reviews. What did you think? I am just happy to see so many people accomplish so many great things. We had people running their first races. We had people running their 50th race, and it doesn't matter. We got over to the clubhouse. We see people posting in the BOGP Lizards Facebook page. Smiles all around with the costumes, the lizard shirts, the medals. Just these weekends bring out the best in folks that are accomplishing goals. Because the thing is, you get down there, you work at them at home, you get to run the victory lap at Walt Disney World. And it's exciting to see those goals achieved at Walt Disney World. And I'm so proud of everybody. So congratulations to everybody. And what I like is the team camaraderie that we have with the lizards. And if you don't know, because we don't talk about this enough on the podcast, we do have a running team. It's called the Be Our Guest Podcast Lizards. Everybody is invited to join us. You don't have to be an athlete. That's why I'm allowed to be on it. You just have to be somebody that wants to be a part of a team. You can walk. You could be somebody who just wants to be a part of a fitness journey, that you just want to get off the couch and just do some walking just to get more active. You can be somebody who's super fast. David out on the West Coast, he's super fast. He wins stuff. I like to tell people that I know David because he's awesome and I get to see him at the Disneyland races and then he's out of there. I'm like, dude, break the tape. We've had people win Disney races that are on our team. I like to brag about that, but you don't have to be that person. You can be old and slow like me and just have fun, just put in the miles. We have people at every end of the spectrum. But the thing is, we have people that love each other, that support each other, get out there and cheer and cowbell each other. And it is amazing. Throw Uncrustables to each other at just the right times. It's a brotherhood. It's a sisterhood. It's amazing. So if you want to be a part of something great, go over to Facebook and just search Be Our Guest Lizards. You join asked to join the group, and boom, you're in. You got to answer like 3 questions because we don't want Russian spam bots. It's just, who are the hosts of the Be Our Guest podcast and who's your favorite? You put Mike Rallman and you're in. I'm just telling you, that's the right answer. Now you can put whoever you want. It's just to make sure that that you're not a spammer. So come on over, be a part of something special. But again, congratulations to everybody who ran this weekend. That is awesome. And I can't wait because now guess what? Marathon weekend runners, we're on the clock. Stop. Dopey challenge people. You're on the clock. That's me. So, oh my gosh, it's time. 5:10, half full. Oh, January will be here before we know it. So that is coming up. So marathon weekend is now on the clock. And speaking of clock, we change clocks next weekend. Can you believe that's happening already here in the States? Oh my gosh. Because it's dark right now. Well, because it's been raining all day here in Missouri. But it's going to be super dark by next week's show. And Scott will be back, hopefully, and we always commiserate about that together. So that'll just show that we'll be back bros kind of thing. All right, a couple other things I want to bring up. How about exciting news that we have confirmed, and Jason is a fan of this. We've seen him talking about this on social media. By the way, huge shout out to Jason and Verd. I think they were going to call in and spread this news, but it was all over the clubhouse this afternoon. Going to be parents. Love to see that. They're going to be awesome parents. So shout out Jason and Vern. I'm so excited for y'all because I can tell you what, the best thing I've ever been in my life as a parent. I love it. Being a dad is the greatest thing ever. And you guys are going to get to, it's the best thing ever. And I'm so excited for you guys. And the sign was impeccable. Hurry up. Got to get to Boma. Baby needs Boma. The best sign ever. So anyway, shout out you guys. But Jason was talking about it. Lakeside Lodge is going to get a lazy river for their pool. Some people have kind of glossed over this, but that might be like Stormalong Bay Part 2. That's going to be pretty awesome for the folks who get to stay at Lakeside Lodge over there at Fort Wilderness, because you can kind of see it from the BioReconstruct's drone shots. That's going to be kind of exciting. So that's a little news. What else can we talk about? Oh, I got some good news besides for the fact that today, like, I can't eat because I have a procedure tomorrow, which the procedure is easy, but dude, not eating while watching football all day and all you see is commercials for pizza and wings. And if I see that buffalo with the wings and whining about stuff all day, or, the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy with the wings that keep dipping in the barbecue sauce, and all I'm eating is Jello and broth all day, I'm about to lose it. But I'm glad I'm here with you guys for an hour because you're distracting me. I love you guys. But anyway, I got good news a couple of days ago, which was great, that I was asked. We got invited to go down and sail the new Disney Cruise Line ship for a quick sailing in early December to check it out, and we get to check out the Disney Destiny. Now, I have said this ship, out of all the ships, is probably going to be the one that is this one is probably the least suited to my tastes. I've never seen a Marvel movie ever. I'm not into superheroes at all. And of course you got like the Black Panther. I know nothing about Black Panther. You got Spider-Man on the back of the ship. Never seen a Spider-Man movie. Never read a Spider-Man comic book. But you're going to have a Hercules show. I've never seen the movie Hercules, but I do like the song Go the Distance because of my running. Makes me cry. Dude, lose it in 2 seconds from like when it comes on during Happily Ever After. Dude, I lose it. My daughters make fun of me. So I'm going to check this out until I get to be reporting back on the podcast in early December about the experience. Also, I get to get out of Missouri in December. That rocks. I also get to check out Fort Lauderdale port, which I've never sailed out of Lauderdale. So that'll be a whole new experience. I get to help my guests at the Magic for Less with, and help you guys out with on the show. Scott just sailed out of there. He's doing it again here soon. So that's going to be very helpful for everybody here. But I'm super excited about this, and I wanted to ask you about this. Boom. I was walking on the treadmill, got this text like, hey, we got to tell, like, are you going to do this or not? We got to tell them within like 6 hours. Are you in or are you out? I'm like, oh, dude, Pam, my wife, was substitute teaching that day, and I couldn't get a hold of her because her phone was not getting signal within the building. I was like, I don't know if we have anything that week. Like it's a Monday to a Thursday sailing. But I was like, dude, sign me up. We're going. If she can't go, I'm just going to go by myself. But, she's retired now. That's the whole deal now. Like, this is why I wanted her to retire, so we could do things like this. So when I finally got a hold of her, I was like, look, we got offered this thing. We can go on this cruise. It's Monday to Thursday on the new Disney Cruise Line ship. Like, we're doing this, right? She's like, she agreed. Yes, we're going to do this. So I was super excited. But we're like 40 days out right now. We're only like 42, 43 days out. So we probably won't get like Palo and stuff like that, but who cares? It's a cruise. We're going to get to experience this new ship. We'll get to see the shows. We'll get to go to Castaway Cay, and stuff like that, hang out. But here's the question I have for you. Like, what's the latest and Scott beats me by this by a heartbeat, because I booked him one time for Memorial Weekend cruise like a couple days before. He smokes me on this. But what's the latest what's the latest you've booked either a cruise or a Walt Disney World trip? Because I like that I don't have to look forward to this like forever, like counted down for a year. But I haven't even got the confirmation number. I'm supposed to get that tomorrow, and then I got to put in all the the passport, not passports, but the photos, the birth certificates, all that stuff that you got to do with cruise, do the online check-in. It's just wild because usually you're doing this like so far in advance, and we're going to be doing this all like within a month, which is great because I don't have to wait forever to go on the cruise, but I've never had anything so close and so sudden. So what's the latest you've booked a trip? So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. And is it good or bad? And also any Disney memories for Halloween as we're approaching the Halloween season. So I will open up the phone lines. Maybe we want to talk about trip reports. You've been there soon. Let's talk. We got an hour to do this at 407-584-7173. 407-584-7173. All right. The phone lines are now open now that I've given some ideas because I want to have something to talk about. I've been thinking all day, what can we talk about tonight? Scotty G down getting ready for the after party for Wine and Dine Race Weekend. But there we have it. We have some topics on the table, but you guys can drive the conversation. Shout out also Kim Taylor, who took great pictures for us all down over the weekend. I know she had very little sleep, but took many, many pictures of us lizards, and we appreciate her so very much for that. Her whole team. All right, 407-584-7173. I just opened up the phone lines. You want to give me a call, and we can do that. Paul says, I'm leaving for the Riviera on Tuesday. DVC membership magic at Animal Kingdom on Wednesday, and I'm pumped to see Pandora at night. Yes, that is one of those things that, man, Pandora at night is amazing. Now, tying in with this past weekend, we used to run through Pandora when it was dark because it was super early. I think it was like a morning. It must have been super early in the morning before the sun came up. And running through Animal Kingdom early in the morning with Pandora lit up like that was always a highlight of one of my races. I'm trying to remember what race that was. But we had a great race where you'd run through Pandora and you'd have the bioluminescent lighting. Man, that was one of the best races because you got to do that. So I really missed that opportunity, but that was a great thing. So Moonlight membership magic for Paul and everybody going down and staying at the Riv. Oh, that's where my daughter wants to stay, Mallory. But dude, we're not DVC, and her dad's like a Pop Century / maybe Coronado Springs type guy. We're like moderate at best. So yeah, she needs to chill out. She thinks she's got Riviera taste with a Coronado Springs dad. That ain't happening. Rob says Pandora at night during Christmas is epic. Agree with that. Let's see here. Oh, shout out Caleb down in Georgia in the chat. Our perfect dopey speaking of lizards. See, we have lizards of all just varieties. Like Caleb, speaking of Dopey Challenge, run every single Dopey Challenge. How cool is that? Like, that's amazing. Since it started, never missed one. Perfect Dopey, and does his training runs. Follows the plan, follows the program, and smiles on all those. Posts his training runs, smiles, gets them in, encourages us all. Like, I love seeing that. That's amazing. That's how we encourage each other through the social media, through the posts. It's awesome. All right, graduation. Hey, you know what? Maybe. She kind of has a couple other ideas, though, which we have to get passports for. She wants to go to, I think, Cancun or somewhere. We will see. But I know that Pam is on the passports, which is good because I want to do the Panama Canal cruise. So we will see. All right. 475-847-7173. You want to get in? Let me know if the phone lines are not working. I will fix that. Let's see. And if we don't have calls, this is going to be the shortest call-in show of the night. We'll just call it a night here shortly, and we will come back at you on Wednesday. Also, by the way, the shows for this week will be Pam and I, not Ricky and I. We found out tonight Ricky has an obligation, but Pam and I are going to be recording tomorrow afternoon. And if you're listening to this on Thursday, you'll already know that because you've heard the Wednesday show. All right. 407-584-7173. Anybody wants to call? Now is the time. If not, we can call this and see what is, we'll just put this out on the feed as a very short 15-minute teaser. And, we'll just have a little short one for Thursday because we're going to have a lot of podcast content coming your way this week. 407-584-7173. We always get the calls at the end of the hour, too. That's the ironic thing, is that people call in. We'll have stacked calls in the back half. I don't know if people get home late. Maybe people have stuff going on. The football games are still going on. But we always get a lot of calls in the second half of the hour. All right, here we got a call coming in. And see, we got two right now. See, that's the thing. We get two at the same time. So let's see what we got here. So hang tight. Let's see if I can get one.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, this is Mike. What's going on? Who's this?
This is June Taylor in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey, June, thanks for calling in. Hope you're doing well. You're saving me because I was about ready to wave the white flag on this one. When Scott's here, and like sometimes we get like 6-7 calls at the same time. I can't juggle them all. And Scott's with me.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm crashing and burning. So I appreciate you so much, June. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. That's why I called in. I'm typically a little shy, just watch from the background, but I didn't want you to end the show early. So
yes.
I to call in.
You saw a man that was struggling mightily, and Lord have mercy, June to the rescue. I love you so much right now. Thank you.
My pleasure.
How is it's so great to talk to you, by the way, because we've always conversed through email, but how's North Carolina tonight?
North Carolina is beautiful tonight. I had a glass of wine with my neighbor by my fire pit. It's like in the mid-60s. It's beautiful. Oh my
gosh, it is. You know what? I say it's miserable in St. Louis right now because it's 51 degrees and it's rained all day. But you know what? I mentioned this on Mike in the Midwest this morning when I recorded that I do love where I live because we get all 4 seasons, and this is a late October transitional day. If you have all blue skies and sunny days, it's kind of boring. So this is actually one of those days where it was nice to stay inside, watch football, and wear a thick hoodie and just kind of bundle up. It's kind of a raw day, but it's one of those days I can't really complain. We haven't had rain in a while, so I can't complain. So anyway, what's on your mind? Let's talk.
Well, you brought up 2 things that I could speak to either. So one, you were asking about the closest anyone has ever booked a vacation.
Sure.
And as you know, I booked my last Disneyland vacation the day that we arrived at Disneyland. That was totally impromptu because we had we were coming back from Tokyo Disney and had our flight was canceled, and we had to stay overnight unexpectedly in Los Angeles. So I asked my daughter, well, if we have to spend the night in LA, do you want to go to Disneyland? And so we, on the flight, booked our hotel into Disneyland Hotel, bought some park tickets, and showed up at Disneyland, and it was fantastic.
Now that's called opportunity knocking right there, is what that is. Well, my grandpa would have said, when opportunity knocks, you open that door.
Exactly. And my daughter doesn't really go with the flow all the time that well, so it was also an opportunity to show her how you can turn lemons into lemonade, and we had the best time. And Disneyland's great for that, though, because I feel like Disneyland, with how the lightning lane system is there, and you book everything that day when you get in the park, it's much more, forgiving with not having planned anything. You can just kind of show up and make it all happen.
I 100% agree. Like I always get that's the thing too, is like I always purchase Lightning Lane and Park Hopper with my tickets at Disneyland. Plus I mean, I'm an annual pass holder at Walt Disney World. I just get one every year because of opportunities that pop up. I go down for races, and I'll always have like one or two opportunities to go to Walt Disney World for a weekend or something throughout the year for, meeting up with people and stuff like that. Where at Disneyland, I usually go like once a year at this point, and I just buy a package. I'll stay either offsite at like the Howard Johnson or, what, some hotel, or sometimes stay at the Disneyland hotel, just depending on circumstances. But I always just roll in the park hopper and the lightning lane. But I will say the one thing you mentioned it's so much better is I like that your lightning lanes, you start booking them once you tap into the park. To me, it just makes sense. It seems just like you start rolling with it. And to be honest, what I've found out over the past couple of trips is that you don't even need to start booking lightning lanes immediately. Like I don't start booking them until maybe like 9:30 or 10. I just hit Fantasyland and go at it because the thing is like the return times are immediate. So you don't even need them really.
Yeah, and they don't run out. Like I feel like in Disney World, it's getting more and more so that by 10, 11 o'clock, like you try to rebook something, they're all sold out for the day. But it doesn't happen in Disneyland. Like we were doing lightning lanes all day long, and it never, like it was never a problem to get another one.
Yeah, I mean, you could book like an Indy immediately, but I mean, you're gonna, you're kind of you kind of hamstring yourself kind of with that because those are gonna push back later in the day where I'll just roll the dice. I'll just watch it, and I'll say, you know what, I'm cool with riding Indy, at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll just be patient and just take advantage of them. And yeah, that's the thing I love about Disneyland though, is there's so many attractions. Like you can, as long as you're just like, I'm fine just doing things. Like you're going to always find something to do. Like you could go on the canoes or you could ride Haunted Mansion's usually available, or there's so many minor things, to do that are, the Storybook Canal boats or something. Like you could always find something fun to do.
Which is going away.
Oh, it's killing me. I know. I love that. It's not a headliner, but it was just so cute. It was a cute little attraction.
It was.
Yeah.
It was easy to get, and you have to wait a long time. We would always go, like they have not just a single rider lane. If you have two people, they would accept you into basically a single rider, but for two passengers, and they would put us in the car like right away. It was amazing.
I had no idea about that. Look at Disney bringing people together. The double passenger lane. I had no idea. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I hardly knew ye, and it's gone. Oh my gosh. They need to bring that back.
But Indy is our favorite rope drop because we like the queue, right? So like it's so enjoyable to go through the full queue in Indy. So we typically at Disneyland will rope drop that one.
That is a cool queue. I like, because I've only seen Indy a couple times too. I know I'm terrible at the movies. I have seen it like a couple times, but I like when the guy says, "Don't look into the I don't know, like, don't look into the camera or whatever." I don't know. It just cracks me up. I'm not good with all that stuff, but yeah. But I do love it, and you should get a 5K medal for walking that queue. It's so long.
It is a long queue.
But it's so fun. So what do you got on the books? Like what's your next Disney adventure coming up?
Well, our next one is the cruise in New Zealand.
Yes.
That you booked for us.
Yes. Well, I just kind of setting you up there. So tell us. Tell us a little bit about like what you're looking forward to on that ship and what research have you done? Because that is so obscure. Because I remember telling my wife about that. I honestly told her, I was like, I didn't even know the ship went there. Like when I booked that one, I was like, did you know? And I was like, I didn't know. I looked it up. I booked it, but it's like, because it's like, I book Caribbean cruises every day. I book Alaska there's Bahamas every day. You don't book New Zealand every day. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. And so evidently the Wonder's been sailing there the last few years, but this is the farewell for now season for New Zealand. So that's one of the reasons, since the venture didn't work out. So sadly, we'll go in next December. But since that time, we were like, well, what are we going to do? And that one we were kind of torn because it's a long way to go, and I don't have a lot of vacation left. So I had to fit it into a week and a day of vacation to get to New Zealand and back. But because Disney is not planning to go back for the foreseeable future, we don't know if they're ever going to go back. It was actually really pretty inexpensive. As you know, it was like the it was less than the Destiny for the cruise itself.
Yeah.
And then the flights I got on miles, and actually, if we could have, we're flying out December 11th, but if we could have flown out December 10th, you could fly round trip to New Zealand for 45,000 miles, which if and your listeners book miles flights, that's like flying to California. Like, that's really low miles. So it really is a pretty good deal. By the way, like last time I looked, there was still a lot of availability if any of your other guys want to book.
Well, I know because I paid way more to sail like a 7-night Caribbean cruise with my family last summer, like, a 7-night Eastern. Like, I was like, dude, like that cruise is not, it's not outrageous to sail New Zealand. Like, it's really a good deal. But I was wondering like what it would be. That's why I told Pam, I was like, it's got to be like extravagant to get there though. Probably. I didn't explore
not
further.
As much as some other places. Like the Singapore one was a lot more expensive, a lot harder to get to Singapore for whatever reason. I don't know why, because it's New Zealand summer. Like, it seems like a great time to go. I mean, I know we're going in the middle of December, so kids are still in school. My daughter's in college, so that's like right when she gets out for winter break for college. But so we are hitting the ground running, like, because we have so little time there. So the cruise is a 5-night cruise. It takes 3 stops in New Zealand, but we wanted to see more. So like when we land, we're getting in a car with a driver and going like all day and night until like 10 o'clock at night, trying to see stuff. And then the next morning we get on the cruise, and we get off the cruise. And in New Zealand is 2 islands. There's a North Island and a South Island. We get off the cruise back in the North Island, but we want to go back to the South Island because the cruise is only stopping 1 spot there. So we get off the cruise and we're immediately getting on a plane and going back to the South Island. And we're doing like 24 hours, like super hard in the South Island, and then getting back on a plane again to go back to the North Island to get our flight home.
But see, I like it, because I mean, sleep when you get home, I don't know, sleep if you can sleep on the plane, like, because like Nicola, she's down, she's in Australia, she's down tuned in right now on Facebook. She says New Zealand's just a beautiful part of the world. And from what I've seen on TV, I'm an Amazing Race fan, and Phil Kogan, who hosts the Amazing Races, he's from New Zealand. And he always, like, whenever they'd have legs in New Zealand, always bragging on his home country, which obviously I would too. And I mean, it's just, it seems gorgeous. And I mean, you get the opportunity to go there, but like you said, limited time, man, don't waste it. And I love that you're hiring a driver. I think Scott did that when he was in London. Like, they had a driver just take him like boom, 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 boom around. Like, he's like, it was like a whirlwind, but he got to see a lot that way.
Yep. Yeah, it really is convenient. We did that when we did one of the cruises in Europe, Disney cruise, and we got off at Le Havre is a stop for Paris, and the boat actually went on to Southampton, England, but we got off 1 stop early because we wanted to spend time in Paris, and we got a driver there, the same driving service called Day Trip is who we've used, and they took us to Giverny, which is where Monet's Gardens in Giverny, where he painted like the water lily paintings.
Wow.
He took us there and waited, with our luggage, and we got to tour that, and it was like on the way into Paris. So kind of the same thing, like if you have limited time and you want to optimize your time and you don't want to have to like deal with your luggage, it's a nice option to have that.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, because like you say, not only time's limited with these trips, right? You're only going to be in New Zealand for X amount of days, and you break it down to X amount of hours. So you want to make sure you maximize that. But like you say with your daughter, being college age, like you only get the window.
Exactly.
And again, I can speak to this too. And you can very well, like the years that you get are really tight, like you gotta seize these moments. Cause all of a sudden, college will end, they'll move away, and they'll start their families, and those opportunities go away quickly. It's like you don't realize it, and then it's all of a sudden it's like, wow, it's gone. So you got to take them.
Yeah, I know you're going through it right now. And my daughter, we had the conversation about, she was thinking about going to school out of state, and I told her, like, we can do that, but we're going to have to make some sacrifices. We're not going to be able to go on these types of trips like I've been describing if you're going to college out of state. We might be able to do that every 3 or 4 years, but we won't be doing it every year. And she said, Mom, if I go to school in state can we still do our vacations? And I said, nothing would make me happier than spending my money on vacation.
That's a great carrot.
Than spending it on out-of-state tuition, but that's your choice, and she made the choice. She went to an in-state school, and I'm gonna keep going, going with her as long as she'll have me.
So welcome to the Tar Heels.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, that is awesome. No, because to me, I mean, nothing makes me happier than family, right? I mean, I'm totally a family man, and I've always said like the greatest thing I've ever become is a dad. I love it. I think that's what I'm having the hardest time coming to terms with. Like Mallory went for 4 days, I think. Because I'm such a downer, like, right? She had cheerleading practice on Friday, and I told her like, she asked me like, can I go? It's fall break and all this, and I'm like, all my friends are going. I'm like, but you have practice on Friday. I'm like, the rule is you cannot miss a team. Like we just don't miss anything. It's just practice. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's not just practice in this house. It's practice.
Aww.
You cannot miss a team thing. I'm like, you can go as long as you can get a flight back where you don't miss practice. So she went and had a good time and all that stuff, but she made it back for practice. But the thing I kept telling Pam was, and Scott's go, he went through this already, is that God, the house was so quiet, like for 4 days. Like, and I'm like, this is gonna be next year. Like, I can't take it. I'm just used to like, I love going to Friday night football games and like just coming in. Hey, I'm home from work. It's just. And I know it's just the way it has to be, right? It's just it's the natural progression of things. They grow up, you get them out of the house.
You want them to thrive and create their life and
I just want to keep
embrace the change.
But I want to keep taking vacations with them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the time where everybody gets to unplug, everybody gets to share meals and sit on the beach and joke and make those take the selfies and like you say, those memories you're going to make in New Zealand. That is amazing. I love that.
Yeah, and honestly, even when she was home all the time, and vacations was really when we connect, because otherwise we're so busy. You're running, someplace as fast as you can. You might sit down to dinner, but then you're up and you're doing whatever. So I feel like those trips, I get those hours where we're in the car or in the plane, and that's when they really kind of start opening up to you, and you have like the deeper conversations that you just don't have time to have whenever you're in the day-to-day.
Yeah, because you're not distracted. It's not like you just like, okay, we get to talk for like 17 minutes and then an email pops up on your phone like, oh, I gotta take care of this because this is my job, this is my role, this is what's required of me. When you're on vacation, the only thing you have to worry about is sitting on the beach and making memories. And I think that is I think that's what our audience understands. Like, that is why we work. So this is what I say all the time is like, that's why we work so hard at the jobs we have is so we can have these awesome times at Walt Disney World, at Disneyland, on these ships, seeing the world with Adventures by Disney, what have you, because these are so precious to us, these times that we get to be with our kids. And like, man, Disney's nailed it lately with those commercials. I don't know if you've seen them, but there's one for Cruise Line right now that they're only little for a little, like shows a little girl with her braces.
Yeah.
Dude, just breaks me.
Gosh.
Oh my God. I mean, just all you got to do is show that commercial. And it's like, just take my money. Like it's it.
Yeah. And I know you get emotional at the fireworks, and I do too. Fireworks are like my thing. I love them. And it was Enchantment during like the COVID fireworks that aren't around anymore. But the song with Enchantment, there was this one line, and I can't even hardly repeat the line without getting emotional. And it's such a simple line, but the line was, "These are the moments that turn into memories." And like, I was just like, the first time I heard it, I was like, she says, these are the moments. I was like,
June, I'm gonna have to hang up on you because you're gonna wreck me right here from North Carolina all the way across, halfway across the country with this stuff. You're already destroying me.
Because that's why we do it,
yes.
Right? That's why we do it. And I have a friend who's an Imagineer at Disney, and I had lunch with him when I was there recently, and I was talking with him about the Disney fandom and how Disney fans are sort of their best asset and their worst enemies, right? Like, we're so passionate, and I told him that that's because it's personal to us. When you raise your kids in this and you have all this emotion and memory, you're so invested in it, and you're trusting Disney to like not screw that up. And we're advocating for Disney all the time and talking about it to others. So like, we personally get invested. And then that's why we care, so much about everything they do. And that's why it's, we can be like the best friend or the worst enemy with every announcement they make.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And just one kind of side tangent on that. And I don't even know if you're a football fan, but here's what I told Pam yesterday. So my football team like lost a heartbreaker. And our football team has always been like pretty good, but not great. Like we're never going to win a national championship. I'm a Mizzou fan. Like we're just kind of a Midwestern team. We're good, but we're never great. Like, but I'm always going to be a Mizzou fan because I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm proud to be from Missouri, and I'm always going to be like my home team fan. But yesterday, like we had a team to move from. We had a game where we could have moved from like good to maybe great, and we had this play at the very end, a Hail Mary, caught it. We were at the 2 inches from the goal line to tie the game. I mean, they reviewed it. And the thing is, like, there's so many parallels of being a Disney fan and a Mizzou fan. Like, because the thing, Disney fans, like, we believe in like make believe. Like we believe that good's going to conquer evil. Like we are the eternal optimists in a lot of things. That's the thing about being a Mizzou fan, dude. I put on my jersey every year. Like I told Pam this when we lost that game. I'm like, it's so bad because like since I was like 6 years old, my grandpa gave me a transistor radio and I've listened to Mizzou get crushed like for years, but now we're kind of good. And like, I'm always going to believe like on my deathbed when I'm like, hopefully I'll be 90 years old. I'll still believe we're going to have a chance to win the national championship. We won't, but I will still believe. I'm an eternal optimist that we can do this. And like yesterday, I thought we were going to win. Maybe they would reverse the call, but it's that whole thing. Like as Disney fans, we believe, and it's a good thing. Like, it keeps us young, I swear. But with being a Mizzou fan, it's going to kill me. Like, it's like, why don't I just become a pessimist and say it ain't going to happen? Just move on. But I can't because it's the Disney fan in me, right? I always see the good in things. I always believe that it can happen, that good will prevail. And it's not going to.
Yeah, with your personality, obviously, you're loyal and you're a dreamer, and that's why you're drawn to Disney, just like you're drawn to Mizzou.
It's gonna wear me out. Oh my gosh, it's a mess. Because she's like, you are, yeah. Because I yelled in the middle of Texas Roadhouse last night. She's like, you are so embarrassing. Because we scored a big touchdown right over my chicken critters. I was like, because the guy that caught it was a kid from our high school for his first touchdown. We knew his mom. I was like, that was Jude. She's like, shut up. We're in the middle of Texas Roadhouse. Just eat your chicken critters. It was a scene. But hey, I appreciate you calling in so very much. It is so great to talk. Don't be a stranger. I'm so glad we finally got to talk on the phone.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I appreciate you saving me because I was sinking quickly, and it's made my night to talk to you tonight.
Well, hopefully others will follow.
I hope so too. Well, you have a great evening and enjoy that fire pit, and you have a wonderful week.
Yeah, you too.
All right, nice talking to you. Bye-bye. All righty. 407-584-7173. Got the ball rolling. How about that? A new cruise to New Zealand. All right. We got another call. Now we're talking. We got this figured out. Okay. Let's get this, and why is it not going? Lord have mercy. Here we go. All right. We have a next call. Who's joining us?
Hi, this is Jessica from Austin, Texas.
Hey, Jessica down in Texas. Sorry about the Cowboys. I had them on here a minute ago, but
listen, I don't care, and so it's all blissful for me.
That's okay then. All right, so what's on your mind tonight?
Listen, I was just talking to my friend and yours, Ian from Pittsburgh. I was just at Walt Disney World with her 2 weeks ago, and she talked about that amazing brunch in France that we went to, and she said that some of her friends never saw the bottom of their champagne glass, and I am pleased to say that I was one of those friends.
Oh, my goodness. Now, you got to be careful here because I have a thing that I have to do tomorrow, and I am in 24 hours of not being able to eat anything but broth and clear Jell-O, like green Jell-O.
Wow.
And, dude, I made the mistake. I talked about this on the Patreon podcast. I ran a half marathon this morning with our blizzards on the treadmill. That was the biggest mistake ever. What was I doing? Like, I burned so many calories that I couldn't eat today. Like, idiot. Like, what? Hunger. Like, I should have just hibernated today. I don't know what I was doing.
Well,
so now you're going to talk about this great French thing.
Yeah.
No, you can talk. I'm just. This is a bit. No. So was that French brunch the best thing ever?
It was so good. I have more food to talk about too, so I hate to.
No, it's good. It's all good. It's all good. I'll make it. Like tomorrow at like 11 o'clock. I'm going to destroy everything, so it's fine. So tell me about
another thing that we did, which is a thing I had never done before. something that you love and something that you talk about all the time. So we were trying to figure out, what are we going to do? We're waiting for our flight to leave on the last day. We have kind of a later flight, and we're talking about, like, what should we do? We don't want to go into a park. We don't want to mess around going to Epcot. And we were like, why don't we go to a place we've never gone before, and we'll go have brunch at Olivia's.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now you're playing dirty. What's going on?
I'm sorry to do it. I'm sorry to do it, but it was you. It was you who sent us there, I feel. We felt the spirit of Mike Rallman in us that day.
Okay. If you say the word buttermilk chicken, I'm hanging up on you.
Oh, we all had it. Everyone at the table had it.
Oh.
It was very good.
You're killing me. This is welcome to my nightmare. Oh, let's make this harder. I'm starting to sweat. I'm starting to sweat. Okay. All right.
We were right next door. At Saratoga Springs. It was my first time staying there too. We stayed in a 2-bedroom villa with a bunch of girlfriends. It was fabulous.
Oh, I saw like Ian's picture. You guys had like a jammy party or something over there, right?
Yes, we did.
We
all had matching. We all had matching Haunted Mansion pajamas. And as you do when you are with your friends, you take a bunch of pictures together in your matching pajamas.
I thought that was so cute. You guys are just out there having a slumber party. The the Planned Disney panel. I always want to still call it the Moms panel because I'm so old. The Planned Disney panel meetup. Now, were you on the? So were you a Moms panelist or like a Planned Disney? Like, when did you come in?
I came in the same year as Ian. Ian and I are classmates. We're both from the 2019 class when it was the Moms panel, but I'm not a mom. I don't have kids.
Okay.
So I was the childless millennial of that year, and now we've rebranded. We're Planned Disney, and Ian and I are both serving again this year. So I just answered my 2000th question for our guests. So we've been working hard over these last couple of years.
We appreciate you guys too, by the way. It's like having just toddlers everywhere, right? Answering all those questions, but they're Disney toddlers all the time. Let me ask you this. So what's the most unusual question you've gotten? I don't know if people ask you this.
Oh, great question. We got a question once about whether the paper straws that you get are gluten-free, whether you need to worry about gluten in the straws.
Really? Do people eat those?
We get all kinds of
do you eat them?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm ignorant. I don't know. Or maybe it's because they touch your mouth and like the gluten can transfer. Maybe?
You never do know. It's hiding in some things that you don't expect, but the straws are fine. So,
you know what? Hot take. I have a sensory thing. I cannot use the paper straws. They gross me out. Like I just will drink it. Toss them.
I don't like the way they feel either. One of our friends travels with their own kind of reusable like aluminum straws, and those are so much better. But I feel like I just leave it in a glass at Nomad Lounge, and I'd never see it again.
That's the right call right there. That's exactly right. Yes. But you know what they do have like now? These like they're still kind of like biodegradable straws, but they're like plastic straws. Where they have them is the McDonald's at MCO. They need to do those.
Yeah, they're a little bit better.
Yes.
I think they're made from like agave or something like that.
Yes.
They're still not my beloved plastic straw, but I think that I maybe love the turtles a little bit more than the straw. So
yeah, I don't need a straw. I mean,
fine.
Yeah, we're fine without it. So let me ask you, what would you say is like probably the most frequently asked question you guys get?
We get a lot of questions about lightning lanes, how to, set up your day, prioritize your lightning lanes, and more of the kind of detail-oriented questions like, can I do this thing? Like if we've been getting the holiday parties are happening. Mm-hmm. We're in Halloween party season and Christmas party season is coming up. So we're getting lots of questions about lightning lanes in that 4 to 6 period. If you only have a party ticket, people like to ask about that. So yeah, we're getting tons of the questions that the guests send in are varied, and they range from, the most basic, what kind of ticket do I need, to the most detailed itinerary planning questions from, people who go all the time but want to kind of iron out a detail and hear it, of course, from an official source. So
that's such a cool thing to have. It's such a cool resource that it was like really, I think it like really blew up maybe 10 years ago. And I don't know if people are so aware of it. I guess obviously a lot of people are getting a lot of questions, but how can people submit questions, and where do people go to like maybe query the database of past questions? How can people like research this?
Oh, yeah. Sure. So our website is, I want want to make sure that I got this 100% correct.
I'm the same way.
So PlanDisney.com, and you can ask your own question, get your own like personalized answer from a Disney expert. I know so many of the people who are listening to this podcast and interacting with this podcast, y'all are Disney experts, but sometimes you want to get that, piece of information that you're not quite sure about or that you can't find the answer to online. And you can go to PlanDisney.com and you can ask a question specifically to a Plan Disney panelist. And you'll get a personalized answer. We're on the back end. We're doing tons of research for you. Sometimes we'll, liaise. There's a group of about 50 of us working right now, and someone has the answer. Someone has done the thing that you're asking about. Someone has personal experience doing something, and they're going to know the answer to that. And also, we have thousands and thousands of questions that have already been asked. So you can, all the questions are tagged. You can kind of drill down to the tag that you're looking for, like Walt Disney World, restaurants, lounges, resort hotels, and you can look and see all the kinds of questions that guests are asking, and, ask your own question if you don't see the answer there.
It's a great resource. And, because a lot of people do their planning at off hours. Maybe you're doing it after the baby falls asleep, 11:30 at night, and you're just like, oh, dude, somebody's had to have had this question before. You can just, look it up, look up a tag.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like you say, if it's obscure, if
yeah.
you're curious about it, if a straw is gluten free, throw it in there. Ask.
Absolutely. Yes. Sometimes people will write in and say, like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but somebody at Plan Disney knows what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. Like we know the specific drink you're asking about. We know that snack that your coworker's cousin said that you needed to try when you went to Disney World. We know where to find it. We know all that stuff. So if you have questions, we've got answers.
Let me ask you one more personal question about, just because
Sure.
you mentioned you guys stayed at Saratoga Springs. Obviously, you've probably gone down there a few different times, stayed at a lot of different resorts. What did you think of Saratoga as a place to stay? Because it is kind of a different feel to, say like the values and the moderates. What did you think of the overall experience over there?
I loved it. This is my first DVC, like true DVC stay, where we stayed in we stayed in a 2-bedroom villa. We had about 4 and 5. We had like 5 ladies there all together, and we stayed in a 2-bedroom villa. It was perfect for us.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I think you have to be a specific kind of guest to enjoy a stay there. You have to be a person who's like maybe not rushing out the door first thing in the morning to rope drop. Maybe not a person who's staying all the way to the end as well. There is a bus. The only way to get out there is the bus. I mean, if you have a rental car, that's fabulous. It's kind of well located as well. But there's only the bus transportation, and then there are multiple stops within the resort. So I feel like you spend a lot of time in the bus. We were in the paddock area, which is right in the middle. So there were 2 bus stops before us and 2 bus stops after us. And we never really encountered a full bus drive past us, and we were the 3rd stop to be dropped off after we were coming back from the parks. But I will say it felt every day like we were spending about 10 minutes just to get out of the resort. So it's that kind of thing. If you are like looking forward to, spending some time at Disney Springs, or you are the kind of person who wants to enjoy your resort, or you aren't really fussed about getting a ton of things done in a day, you kind of been there, done that, and you're looking for a more laid-back experience. I loved Saratoga Springs. I thought it was fabulous.
Well,
I thought it was great.
And I think like a 2-bedroom like that with friends, kind of like a reunion type trip, that it totally changes though the feel of the overall vacation experience, right? Because I did this the one time. It was a 2-bedroom with Scott's family. We were down for like 4 or 5 days before a cruise, and we just wanted to catch up. Like, we just don't ever get to hang out because he's from Michigan, we're from Missouri, but our families love each other, but we never get to just hang out. And so what we found ourselves was we had all these plans for going to all the parks and doing all this. What we found was we enjoyed just hanging out in the villa, just hanging out on the balcony. And we went and ordered groceries. We made cookies at the stove and frozen pizzas and just hung out and played cards. And it was just a great time. Like you said, you guys had a pajama party. It was just, it took the urgency of going to the theme parks away a little bit, which wasn't a bad thing. We're big Disney fans. We love the attractions and the shows and everything, but we didn't go to the parks as much, and when we left, we said, you know what? It was different, but it was fine. But it did change the whole dynamic of the trip, that we had a villa that we could all hang out in.
I it was amazing. I loved it. We had ladies over. We had a group over we ordered a charcuterie board, and we had a couple bottles of wine. And another thing I wanted to say, I was like, yes, I got that wrong. Has the
Can't get
podcast
that
bell.
past me.
I recognize
Exactly.
that.
There you
I
go.
recognize that bell. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say is that the caller before was talking about all the amazing family memories and going with your family and stuff, but I can't speak highly enough of going on vacation with your friends. If you can if you can sort out, leave your kids with the grandparents, leave your husband at home and go with your girlfriends, or go on a boys trip for golf, or get two families together so you have like your friends with you. Go on a vacation with your friends. Family memories are fabulous. They're amazing to make, but making memories with your friends is so much fun too. Just go on vacation with your friends.
I agree. I mean, because I go down for the races and get to hang out with folks and make those memories, and they are fun. I mean, I love going with my family. Don't get me wrong, because I don't get to do that a lot because Pam was teaching and the kids were in school. But it's a great mix, right? It's a different dynamic, and you're right. I mean, anytime you get to go is precious, and make those, like you said, make those memories. So I kind of cut you off and started asking all kinds of questions because like you're the question person. But did you have anything else you wanted to share besides the Olivias and all the great food that you were going to mention?
So I just wanted to say, like, we went to Saratoga Springs. It was a fabulous new experience to me. I went to Old Key West for the very first time to go to Olivia's. What an amazing place that is. Like, I was so utterly charmed by that resort. And if you're listening to this and you haven't taken time to go to Old Key West, it feels to me the way those Disney vacation planning VHSs feel, like from the 90s.
Yes.
That's
it's like stepping back in
there.
time. Right. It is 100%.
So good.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels truly like one of those vacation resorts, like on the East Coast, like the Southeast. It's like Myrtle Beach or Hilton Head or whatever, where people are going back to the same room at the same resort year after year after year. It's got a real kind of like home away from home feel. We took the boat to Disney Springs after our brunch, and we were like, wow, it's amazing here. It's like I never thought to go there before. I've been to it was one of the last Disney resorts that I had left to set foot in, and I will be back there. Like we're going down for a marathon. Ian's going to run her third Dopey this year, and we go to cheer her on. And I was just saying to her and to our group chat today, like, I am so still thinking about that brunch we had at Olivia's. I would not mind going back again in January. It was a wonderful place. And anyone who's listening to this who hasn't been yet, you got to go.
Let me know if you guys do brunch at Olivia's. I want to come hang out with you guys because I love Olivia's and I want to hang out because you guys are fun and I need fun people to hang out with because I'll be down there solo. So letting you know, let me know, Jessica. I'll hang if I can. That'd be awesome. But here's one of my favorite things to do at Old Key West, and this ties into your story here because you nailed it on the head. It's got that communal. It's almost like an opportunity to stay like in a little Florida community there for like a week or like 5 days or a weekend or whatever you're staying. Because it is, but what I notice, and this I've told this to Scott, because this is Scott's DVC, and that's his home resort, and I've stayed there many times just on cash because I love the feel of Old Key West. But here's the thing: one of the best things to do is to get a late dinner reservation and ask to sit on that little patio that's outside of Olivia's, that's in that little breezeway. And we've done this many times over race weekends. And you sit out there and like on a nice night where the weather's great, you see people coming and going through that breezeway, coming back from the parks, so that grandparents walking with their grandkids, kid will have a balloon or, some little treasure from Magic Kingdom or Epcot or whatever. And what you see is like, it's like you're in a planning video because you'll hear the kids and the grandpa or the dad or the mom or whoever, the nieces and nephews, they're all talking about the fun they had in the theme parks that day as they're kind of walking through there and going back to the, going maybe to Goods to Go to get a snack before they go back to their villa or whatever. But it is like watching a planning video, but you're sitting there at your table in that little patio area, having a drink, having your food. But it's really cool because you get to see, the people just coming and going. Some people are heading to some people might be heading to a bus to go to Disney Springs for the night, but it's just, I like watching the coming and the going of the people and just kind of eavesdropping on what their plans are and the excitement of a Disney vacation. Cause it's always fun to see like, what's everybody excited about? I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful place. And I can see a stay there for me in the future. Like I said, I was totally charmed by it. What a great resort. I'm jealous of the people who get to stay there all the time. It feels it's got a homey feel to it.
Oh, totally is. Yeah, if that's your home resort, you picked a good one. And it's those folks that got in on it early and it was just the Disney Vacation Club Resort, you guys nailed it back then. No, I'm saying you got it right. Oh my gosh. Well, Jessica, you made my night with this call, and thanks for everything you do over at Playing Disney. You got a good friend there in Ian. She's a good one.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Thanks so much, Mike. It was nice to talk to you, and we will let you know if we book that Olivia's brunch.
All right. Either way, hey, we'll see you in January. I'll be out there on the course. Give me a yell.
January.
All right. See you. Take care.
Bye.
Have a good one in Texas. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. 4-0. So we can sneak in, let's see here. We can sneak in one more here before the top of the hour. Now we're rolling. 407-584-7173. 407-584-7173. Yeah, Key West. Oh my gosh. That is a good one. Ooh, I know this area code. Let's get this one in here real quick. I know this area code 321. I believe that is the Space Coast, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Caller, you there? Hello, caller. I hear you. Hello, caller. I can hear you. Are you there? You hear me? Oh, they're gone. Let's try this again. 407-584-7173. Give me a call, and we're going to take one more call here in the show before we wrap at the top of the hour. We've had a good one tonight, though. Let's make sure we're in the right spot here. Yes, we are. 407-584-7173. That area code that just called in, I think that was, so it was area code 321, which I think in the 90s they changed that area code to the Space Coast of Florida because get it 321 for blast off for the launches, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. Oh, different call. All right, let's get this one. Hopefully this one works. All right, caller, you're the last call of the night. Hey, who is it?
Hey, Mike, it's Billy.
Hey, Billy, what's going on? Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, too.
What's up?
Not much. Just hanging out, listening to the show. All the great trip report, not trip reports, but almost.
I mean, people going to New Zealand and places like that. And I'm just, I just want to go to White Castle or someplace like that, or Taco Bell, but I can't even do that. And they're talking about Olivia's. Jessica just called in to troll me. Now I love Jessica. I appreciate her calling in, but man, I'm 10 times as hungry now after that call.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow. I'm just going to bed after the show. I know. See, my wife said you should just go to bed. I said I might. Yeah, I said that. Just go sleep. So what's going on in your world, buddy?
Been working a lot of hours. Got retail outages going on, so just trying to stay afloat mostly.
Same. I hear you.
I'm hearing about your procedure tomorrow. I wish you all the best. Good luck with that.
It's nothing. I get to swallow a wireless camera. I mean, what could go wrong with that, right?
I mean, it sounds cool and scary at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They said you might see it blinking in you. I'm like, well, I might not just look down. Yeah, I said, maybe I just won't look because I really don't want to see anything blinking, but it's all good. Yeah, that'll be fine. I just know I'm not supposed to drink much water when I swallow it, and thinking that's disaster waiting to happen, like choking, but it'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. So, are you excited? I don't know, when you go to Walt Disney World, where do you typically stay? Because Lakeside Lodge is going to have this new Stormalong Bay Part 2 kind of thing with a lazy river and everything. Is that a place that you may stay, or are you more of a Pop Century guy like me, maybe a Coronado? Where do you fall in that?
We've kind of been trying to move around and get to different resorts. We're not that we're trying to stay at everyone, but I do like to move around a little bit. However, the last few times I've stayed at Coronado, I've been in the tower, and I absolutely love it.
Same.
So, yeah, it's if they put the Skyliner in there, we're in trouble because we'll never get another room there.
That's what I said. The Skyliner would just solve every problem because the tower makes Coronado basically a deluxe resort. But if you put the Skyliner there, then the transportation. And the transportation is not bad at Coronado simply because of the geography of where it is. It's close to it's like so centrally located. And the irony of that is that for the first, I would say, 10 years of me going to Walt Disney World, and this is all because of a guidebook, I thought Coronado Springs was like way out by itself. Like, I never looked at like a map of property or something, I guess, because they called it an Animal Kingdom Lodge Resort. Like it was labeled Animal Kingdom Lodge. And so I thought it was like way out by itself. And when you look at it, man, it's right by the studios in Epcot, it's down the road from Magic Kingdom and not far from Animal Kingdom. And I discarded it.
So I was kind of the same way, and listen to you guys. You're like, oh, it's the tower, and I'm like, well, let me see what this is about. Booked a room there. Had a view. I could see Epcot, the fireworks going off. I could hear the fireworks going off, and I was like, this isn't that far, And I didn't know where it was because I don't really, I don't turn left when I go in. Usually not going to Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I was like, oh, how about that? That's where that is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of the same.
Yeah, it's wild because when you get a standard view room in that tower, you're looking right over the studios. It's wild.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's
right.
crazy. Yeah, it's got a great location. So you can't even, if you're on a bus, you're not on a bus long either way.
Right. So the weird thing is, twice when I was staying there, I walked down to the bus. I got on the bus. I'm the only person on the bus. The bus driver lifts it up, closes the door, like, all right, here we go. And I'm like, I'm the only one here. So
I love that. I always got to get the selfie. It's like it's like your own personal limousine.
Right. So, they would start talking to me, and I would just end up just walking up there and standing beside them and talking to them.
Yeah, I do the same. I sit in that seat like kind of across, like the kind of passenger side, but like in the first seat, so I can just talk to them and hang out. Because bus drivers have the best stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I stayed in the garden wing of the Contemporary, and you almost need a map in those rooms.
I agree.
They're huge.
Okay, so how recently did you stay there recently in those?
It was probably maybe a year and a half ago.
Did you notice the music loop that they play over in the garden wing? Do you notice that?
I probably did not.
It's like from the 90s. It's like Hootie and the Blowfish, and it's so weird. Like it's I didn't notice this until Pam Forrester told me that her Steve noticed it, and then when she told me I couldn't unhear it. It's this collection of like late 90s music. It's the most bizarre music loop that it only plays in the garden wing, but it's weird. Like it's a weird collection of music. Next time you go to the garden wing, you'll hear it. It's the craziest, like soft rock, like alternative soft rock, like Hootie and the Blowfish kind of stuff. It's wild.
Is it like Baseline Tap House almost?
But it's real songs. It's not, Tap House is like, like covers of it. This is the real stuff. Like it's like Only Want to Be With You by Hootie and the Blowfish, and like Drops of Jupiter, like Train, or it was weird. I don't know what that has to do with the Contemporary.
I don't know.
I just want to hear like Space Mountain or something. It threw me for a loop. And I loved the garden wing though. Forget that, but I loved it. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That was I didn't know how close it was of a walk into the Magic Kingdom, and that was like the surprise for me, because I was like, people have told me like, oh no, it's just right there, and I was like, no way, it seems forever away, at least 15 minutes. No, we were in like 5.
Yes. Yeah, it's just to me, it's exactly like staying at the Disneyland Hotel and shooting through downtown Disney, and you're in. I mean, it's probably closer. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
Maybe. It's probably about the same. It's close.
Yeah.
But it's the same. It's that same feel. It's that right there. You got what it is. Everything's in your hands. You take the variables out. That's how I like life. Like take as many variables out of the equation. Walking, you don't have them.
Maybe the closer walk is from Pixar Pier into the backside of DCA.
Yeah, see, I've never done that.
Literally right across the street.
Yeah, I saw. Did they close that though? I thought I read somewhere they closed that. Maybe not.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think they did close that part. Now you have to go through Grand California.
I think so. Yeah, I read something about that.
That does sound right.
Yep.
But it was an awesome entrance. So I was like, wow, this is, it was even closer. I was like, good grief.
Yeah, I want to stay at that hotel. That looks cool.
And, the views, if you're on the park side, you're looking right into DCA.
Yep.
With all the lights at night, it is a pretty spectacular view.
My problem is I just love Disneyland Hotel. I love it. But it is expensive, but they're all three expensive.
Yeah. That's the only one I haven't stayed at yet. I'm looking at it going, oh man, I want to close out that list of three. But yeah, I look at the prices and go, maybe next time.
I know that's why I'm at the Hojo in January, because when I'm by myself, the Hojo can get the job done. Like my wife looks at me a lot better when I stay at the Hojo when I'm solo.
Exactly. Yeah, you spent how much? No.
I know. The thing is, God bless her, she wouldn't say anything, but it's inner guilt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
For a race weekend, because because I'm not doing I'm in the park the whole time when I'm there for a race weekend. Because I have Lightning Lane, dude. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
That's me. I'm like, I don't know why I spent this much on a hotel room, because I'm rarely here.
Yeah. And I'm not going to swim, in January. I'm not going to use like the monorail. So like I do that with if like Mallory went and Pam was there, like we hang out at the pool and stuff like that. But yeah, I wouldn't do that in January at the races by myself.
Anyway, it was good to talk to you.
Yeah, same, buddy. It's good. Appreciate you calling in, and hope you are doing well. It's always good to see you. And don't be a stranger. We'll talk next week, hopefully.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
Call in Wednesday.
All right. Oh yeah, Wednesday. Yes, because I need Halloween stories. So yeah, call on Wednesday. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. You take care of yourself, buddy. Glad we're friends.
All right. You too.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. And that is going to close out this week's BOGP open line. We made it. Boy, we almost waved the white flag there, and June saved us, and then it got rolling from there. I tell you what, I always tell this to Scott. Once you get the first call, you're good to go. And that's how it is. June saved the show on October 26th, 2025. Thank you, June, in North Carolina. All right. We'll do this again next Sunday night. But until then, don't forget today's podcast and all of our podcasts are always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure, whether it's on sailing with Disney Cruise Line. We'll get you great onboard credit for that. Heading out of Walt Disney World, out to Disneyland, or even seeing the world with Adventures by Disney. We'd love to help you out. No additional cost to you. Great booking bonuses with those trips as well. Check out all the details this week over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. You got to get some last minute Halloween stuff, candy, costumes, whatever it is. Just click through our link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Takes you right back to the site, supports the show at the same time. Thanks to everybody who does that. I know some of us do that all the time, and I appreciate it so much. Again, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons. You guys keep us on the air. All this takes money, and you guys support that with your monthly contributions. Just $5 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee a month. Keeps us doing the shows. We try to, give you your money's worth, not just one show a week. We do 4 shows a week, and you get a bonus show when you support us. It's called Mike in the Midwest. We had a fun one this morning. So come on over, support us. If you don't, it's patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Again, you get a bonus show on your feed with that. You can follow me on the social media at beourguestmike. That's on x.com, Facebook, and Instagram. Instagram is really the place to follow me at beourguestmike. And of course, where you need to hang out with the greatest Disney fans in the world is our clubhouse. It's our Discord server. It's so much fun. It's free for everybody. No cost to jump in there. We just want to have fun over there. It's like a little Cheers. We have a good time over there, just hanging out, talking Disney. Coming over, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. That's the invitation for you. It's waiting for you. Click there. You're in. So we'll see you over there. And of course, if you're listening live, we're having a call-in show, like Billy said, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We're going to take your Halloween stories Doesn't have to be Disney related. And we're going to put that show out for Friday on Halloween Day on the feed for something just a little bit different to have a good time this week. So call in with your Halloween stories on Wednesday, October 29th, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We'll have a live call-in show just to mix things up this year. So we're going to have fun with that. All right, time to check out until we do this again next Sunday night with Scotty G back from the races. Again, so proud of all of our lizards. You guys did a great job at Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend. Enjoy the medals. Enjoy the last little bit of your trips and have a good time. Safe travels home to all you guys. Super proud to call you guys teammates. Till we talk again, we're going to have some great shows for you this week. I'm Mike. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.